Are you freaking out about this solar eclipse that just took place? If you look online, whether TikTok or YouTube or different places, you're going to find that many people have come up with many theories, as well as some things that are actually scripturally, biblically accurate. But many times people don't give us the full picture. And so what people do is they pick one point or another point and they overemphasize without giving the bigger picture. Now, that would be like if somebody took one instance of a situation out of your life, or perhaps a bad situation, a good situation, and yet they don't look, especially the bad, and they don't look at the whole picture of your life. All they see is that one spot, and they don't look at any trauma you've dealt with, any neglect you've dealt with, and just based on that one situation, they write you off and they paint you as the most horrible person ever. Similarly, when it comes to biblical things, when it comes to those topics and areas that God addresses, the things of God, as we talk about, many times people will focus on one thing, but that's an issue. That's like creating a dish, a dinner, and only putting one ingredient in the recipe when you have a whole list of things that need to be put in the dish, all these different herbs and spices, and yet you only choose to put a whole bunch of salt. Now, of course, depending on where you live, some of us are salt deficient, some of us have too much sodium in our system, and one or the other is going to be dangerous. You have to have a balance, as well as you have to have all the right ingredients when it comes to the recipe. So it is with end time prophecy. And so I have a video that I go more in depth on when it comes to end time prophecy on my YouTube channel, if you're watching somewhere else other than YouTube. But when it comes to this solar eclipse, one of the things is from Genesis, the beginning of where God addresses creation, from the outset of creation all the way to Revelation, where he talks about the end times in a bit more detail. From Genesis, the first book of the Bible, to Revelation, the last book of the Bible, God talks about the sun and the moon and the stars being signs and signals to us in regards to things that are going on. So, with things like the solar eclipse today, these are just things that God uses to get our attention. Now, for those of us who are believers, we should hopefully have a bit more in depth knowledge about the end times, about the end times, and not allow things like the solar eclipse freak us out. And in reality, end time signs like the solar eclipse really should encourage Christians and continue to help us to move forward and to look forward to the return of Jesus Christ. Because when Jesus returns, he's going to transform this world. Maybe not terraform, change the landscape, that may be part of it, but more so in the way this world runs, its value system, the people, our hearts, our perspectives. He's going to change everything. And this is what God addresses through some of the different writers, the prophet Isaiah, the apostle Peter, his ambassador. This is where he talks about a new heaven and a new earth. And that word for new, it's talking about a renewed, just like we get a new car, but it may be a used car. But if you get a certified dealer resale, then it's been clean, it's been worked on, and it's the same base platform, but it's been renewed. Everything's working new, and you get a warranty and all that stuff. And so God says he's going to create a new heaven and a new earth, and he's going to have a renewed humanity. He's going to put us in back in our original condition of perfection, for those who are not transformed to be on the same level as the angels. And those of us who are faithful now, who are born again of water and spirit, we will be transformed. We will be like Jesus, have a glorified, a supernatural, a spiritual nature and body. And those who make it through the tribulation but aren't born again of water and spirit, they will be the ones that help repopulate the earth. And there's no guarantee that you're going to make it through the tribulation, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and God is saying now is the day of salvation. Now is your guaranteed time to guarantee you're going to be saved from his judgment and from the destruction. And so when it comes to all these end time signs, the church, us born again Christians of water and spirit, these are our preaching points. These are our talking points. And this is where we need to get more familiar with end time topics and end time teachings so we can go back and we can teach others, share with others, and be connected to people, perhaps such as myself, different brothers and sisters that have a mind and a heart to study and to pray and to get God's perspective and help us to be of one heart, of one mind. And so that way we can reach the world together. And so don't freak out over the solar eclipse. And I'm going to point you to a video. I will put it in the description of this video, wherever you find this video. I will leave a link to a fuller video breakdown of the signs of the end times. But don't freak out. This is just one ingredient of many ingredients that go into the signs of the end times. But make sure you're paying attention, because you don't want to get caught up, distracted, or deceived by all the false prophets and spirits that are supporting the false prophets, false teachers, whether Christian or non-Christian. You want to be careful, because Jesus Christ himself said deception would run rampant in the end times. So God bless you. Check out that video, and I will see you in the next one.